right, so ditch or date in this case. She recently goes on a blind date with a guy who she describes as like this fitness fanatic. She is not a fitness fanatic, and it's got her thinking, should she ditch this guy already? Mo's got the email.
Need your ditch or date opinions. So here's the deal. I recently went on a blind date. The moment he walked in, I could tell that we might not be a good fit. You could tell right away that he's a fitness fanatic. He has more muscle in one bicep than I have in my entire body. And I'm pretty certain his body fat percentage is hovering around 0%. After just a few minutes of talking to him, I already knew that he analyzes every bit of food he eats, takes supplements, has a strict workout schedule, etc. Now, don't get me wrong. I have nothing against people who prioritize their health. It's just that I'm pretty average when it comes to fitness. I don't go to a gym. I don't scrutinize every morsel that goes into my mouth. I enjoy the occasional cheeseburger or chocolate chip cookie without guilt. During our date, he didn't say anything overtly judgmental, but I couldn't shake off the feeling that he might have been silently critiquing my food choices. Maybe it's just my imagination, but it left me feeling self-conscious.
Now, we all agree that definitely could have been in her head. Like, she's making wild assumptions.
Well, there's an obvious answer here, but go on.
He asked me out for a second date. And while he seems like a genuinely nice guy, I question if we'd really be a good fit for each other. Do people who are fitness enthusiasts secretly judge their partners who might not be as health-focused? Will he roll his eyes if I order a cheeseburger instead of a salad? Will he be bothered by the fact that I don't have a dedicated workout routine? And if people like him genuinely don't care, will I still be self-conscious all the time with him? So I'd love to hear from anyone who has experience in this area. Reba.
This is a pretty good question. If you guys are engaged in a relationship right now where one of you guys is like, you live for health, man. You live for fitness. And the other one, nah, not so much. Does it make the relationship tougher? Because this is a lifestyle thing here. 1-855-BERT Show.
So I never felt judged because I dated a guy who was quote unquote a gym rat, and he was, that was a huge priority of his, and his protein shakes and watch what he ate and all that stuff, right?
This was the bodybuilder dude, right?
He wasn't a bodybuilder. He was a wannabe bodybuilder.
He thought he was.
And so the issue there was because that that's what he enjoyed to do, and good for you. But it took up so much of his time, and it wasn't what I was interested in, that we didn't have a lot of quality time together because he was doing that. He was on a softball team. He was doing other athletic stuff. And I just wanted to sit at home and eat chocolate chip cookie dough. You know what I mean?
Right.
So there was an issue there. He never judged me as far as my physical activity or what I ate. Now, fast forward, my husband and I, we have wildly different diets as far as what we eat, right? And I've never once felt judged by him in any capacity. He goes, he's more regular now. He's more regular of a gym goer, mainly because we old when we had a kid and we want to actually live to see him graduate high school. So, of course, this is more extreme. I think it can work as long as you get out of your own head and you don't make assumptions that a person is judging you when it might be your own insecurities.
Yeah, here's the perfect example of how this is not bothering him is that he's asked you out for a second date. It literally says that right in the email.
Unless he's one of those people that he sees a project and he's like, I wonder if I could bring her over to the dark side.
I will say this, though, and let me walk a fine line here because I don't want to sound like a big old jerk. But, going to the gym and being fit is a major part of my life right there. So the partner that I would like to be with eventually doesn't need to work out the way I do, doesn't need to have the same food choices I do, but they do need to prioritize their health in my world. That's what I'm attracted to. And I do think it makes it easier if you're doing it together. And I'm trying to put myself in the other position, too, that if I was dating somebody that was so hardcore and I wasn't, I think I'd feel insecure about it. I do.
So, for me, I don't think, like when I'm dating someone, I like if they have a fit lifestyle, not because of what comes with it, but just more so because it makes it easier for me to continue to go if we're doing it together. So that I understand. But I do think she's in her head. I think the fact that he asked her for a second date tells you all you need to know. You'll learn eventually if he's the type of person that's judgmental. But I got a couple friends that are like heavy into fitness. It's their entire life. And they're married to a woman who complete opposite, and they don't care at all. Like, I've never heard them complain about it once. So I really do think she's in her head more than she should be.
Here's Ashley. Good morning, Ashley. You are part of the Burt Show. Hello.
Hello.
All right, you got this situation where somebody in the relationship super fit, super into working out, checking their macros and their carbs and everything, and another one isn't?
Oh my gosh, yes, so much. So my husband is a huge film buff. Takes pee shots, like works out like all the time. Like he's in the gym, not we. He is in the gym 3 to 5 times a day if possible.
Damn.
On the other hand, no, not at all.
No problems at all.
I'm like, I'll go to the gym if I feel like it, but no issues at all. Like, there's no judgment on his end. I mean, he can sit there and eat just steak, and I'm chowing down on cheeseburger. I mean, he is no issues whatsoever.
Okay.
So
there you go.
It can work.
Sure can. Hey, Sarah, good morning. You are part of the Burt Show. There's one person in the relationship super duper into fitness. The other one couldn't care less, but can it work?
Good morning. So it causes a little bit of problems in my relationship just because I'm super health conscious. I'll go to the gym 3 or 4 times a week, and I'm like watching what I eat. Not necessarily aesthetically, just very health conscious. Whereas my boyfriend of almost a year does not care at all. I've gotten him to get blood work, and if something is elevated, I'll be like, hey, babe, we need to make some adjustments. And he's like, no, we got to live in the moment. Life is too short. And it definitely stresses me out because I am so concerned for the future.
So, but you don't judge him when he's putting this or that in his mouth. You're just more concerned health-wise.
Yeah, I'm not judging him at all. He's always been a bigger dude, and I'm okay with that and actually into that and prefer that. But when the blood work came back and there were definitely some issues health-wise, some red flags definitely set off in my head.
All I know is you said macros earlier, and the only thing I've been able to think about is macaroni.
I want some mac and cheese myself.
The Burt Show.
First time she meets his parents, she gets so drunk she pukes. How do you overcome that first impression?
All right, the two of them had been dating, and they had gotten to the point in the relationship. He's like, I want to introduce her to my parents. So he had his brother and sister-in-law in town. They were going to be at his parents. He's like, perfect time. So the two of them go over to meet his parents and also to meet his brother and sister-in-law. When he went to pick her up, he could smell the alcohol. And she admitted she was nervous and had a drink. And he's like, all right, it's one thing to ease the nerves. It's another thing to smell it.
What do you guys think if I just have one drink just to calm my nerves and a Xanny and smoke some weed?
That's it. That's all I need.
That's all I need.
So she shows up. She hits it off with his sister-in-law. She offers her a drink, which she accepts. And then she steadily gets more and more drunk. Then at dinner, it's very apparent she's wasted to the point where she gets up in the middle of dinner, stumbles to the bathroom, doesn't even make it to the toilet, and vomits all over the bathroom to where he and his mom had to go in there and help her and clean her up.
And Mom's little guest bathroom downstairs next to the dining room was so cute, too. What do you think she had in there? Like lighthouses? It's always lighthouse things. Seashells in the sink.
Yep.
Monogrammed hand towels that you're not allowed to use.
Yeah, so
stuff
much
like that.
cute stuff, and she threw up all over it.
So she threw up everywhere. So that was his dilemma after that. He goes, all right, is this a one-off or is this like a huge red flag? So ditch or date. Which way do I go?
There is only one first impression story on the Burt Show that I've ever heard worse than this, and I'm not sure if you guys were even part of this show, where she went down to meet his parents for Thanksgiving for the very first time and got in a fight with his mom and called her an F and B. Very first time.
That's over.
Yeah, that was pretty much over.
I mean, what kind of argument did they get in that you bust out an F and a B?
A drunken one. so
much for the turkey.
I'm guessing they didn't spend Christmas together because that was Thanksgiving.
Nope.
All right, so in this case, what has happened? Did she overcome this really bad first impression or not? Here's the email. I did go out with her again. In fact, I've gone out with her multiple times since then. I'm so glad I didn't let one bad impression ruin everything.
Don't call it a comeback.
Right. I really think she was just over the top nervous and let it get the best of her. She said she'd been so nervous about meeting my parents that she had hardly eaten anything that day also.
That'll do you.
Yeah. So to calm her nerves, she started drinking. Obviously, drinking on an empty stomach when you're already nervous was a stupid move. She admits that, he says. Anyway, that one night is in the past, and she has been wonderful in every way since that night. In fact, now that I know her better, that night seems so incredibly out of character for her. Unfortunately, my family is going to take a lot of convincing. ... My parents don't seem to like her at all now. They are being completely judgmental and don't seem to want to give her another chance. They all seem irritated at me for even considering a relationship with her. How do I convince my parents to give her another chance like I did? And how do I get them to start over without it being completely awkward for her and we end up having a repeat of the last time? Thanks for checking in and thanks for any advice. 1-855-BERT-SHOW. I don't think anything but time.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she just has to prove it with her future behavior. I think it would be funny, though, like have a redo over at the house, but the parents, like, tarp the bathroom and cover it with plastic.
That's fantastic. Give her a bag.
Give her a little brown bag.
An airstick bag, when she walks in the door.
I don't think there's anything except time. Like, he's got to brag on her over the top in ways that she's doing for him. Make up stories if you have to.
Have y'all ever picked up somebody's vomit?
Oh, yeah.
Besides your kids,
Oh,
just
yeah.
like a friend, and then they're not your friend anymore.
Yeah.
Unforgivable. I've forgiven, but I don't forget. You know what I mean? And I feel like you said, it's going to take a lot of time.
Yeah.
And I'm also wondering, too, I want to know what she did to make it up to them afterwards. Like,
Did she apologize?
well, not just apologize. Like, did you offer
Send
for
some flowers.
a cleaning company or like a basket of cleaning, so like something like you went over the top to apologize? I'm sure it's one of those, you're so embarrassed that you just kind of dig yourself into a hole and you disappear, which just ends up making it worse when you need to confront what you did and you need to take accountability and then you need to try to make amends.
You know what? She could also, it could be even Stevens if she gets mom wasted and mom throws up all over her bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So
get
you're
mom
suggesting roofie mom next
Not
time she's
roofie
over
mom,
there.
Just get mom loaded.
Okay.
And then she's going to miss the bathroom and she's going to throw up in your bathroom and you got to clean it up and then they're even and then they'll be girlfriends for life.
Okay, Davi's so condescending. Not roofied.
Just
Don't
really,
be-
really
Don't
stupid
be
drunk.
silly.
So
Just
dumb.
really drunk.
She's like Wild Turkey 101. Take it easy, bird.
Double shots in the pina coladas. Duh.
Brittany, good morning. You're part of the Burt Show. Hi.
Hey guys, I actually had a story like this. My brother's girlfriend on Christmas Eve threw up all over my house,
Oh, no.
on my couch, on the floor, my carpet. She actually insisted she take a shower, so she went into my parents' bathroom and passed out in the tub.
Oh, God.
So my mom had to scoop her up and then dress her, and the whole time she was like, "Just hold me back," because she thought she was my brother. And it was awful.
Awful.
I don't know
Are
if
they
you
still
recovered from that
together?
one.
So they broke up a couple times, but they are back together now, and we're just gonna see how it goes.
She is not a fan.
It's going to take a lot of time, man.
As an adult, it doesn't matter how drunk you are. You should always be able to make your way to a bathroom or a hardwood floor.
Yeah.
Never in a carpet. Dogs don't know any better, but people do.
It's always, and it's the worst thing they drank too when they hit the carpet. It's always like hunch punch, like something where it was like Everclear and like Hawaiian punch. And then it's like that stain does not come out of any carpet ever.
The Burt Show.
All right, to ditch or date. She's been dating a guy for about a month, but after what he said about her mother, she's not really sure if she should continue to see this guy or ditch him. Cassie has the email.
Hey, Burt Show. So I started dating this guy about 1 month ago. We really got along great and spent a lot of time together right off the bat. Because things have felt so comfortable, I didn't fully panic at the idea of him meeting my parents. It was just a few days ago, which means it was about 3.5 weeks into dating. It wasn't anything formal. I didn't set up some kind of dinner or anything like that. It was just circumstances. We were about to go out to dinner, and I had to run by my parents' house to pick something up. It seemed odd to keep him waiting in the car just because there hasn't been an official meeting, so I told him to come in and meet my parents. It was fine, really casual, and it all seemed to go really well. In fact, I was quite relieved that something as stressful as meeting the parents was over and done with. He seemed to get along with them, and they seemed to like him. Well, once we got to the restaurant, he made a comment about my mom and that, quote, she's pretty damn hot. That's an exact quote. He said my mom was pretty damn hot. Then he must have mentioned her at least a dozen times the rest of the night. Honestly, if it had been about any other woman, I would have been offended and probably said something. However, the fact that he kept mentioning my mom just made me confused, and I thought it was weird. Well, this was 3 nights ago, and I've been kind of standoffish ever since. I haven't seen him since then, and I've been kind of, quote, too busy to have any meaningful conversations via text or phone. He keeps asking if I'm free sometime this week. I really liked him, but I'm just totally weirded out by this weird attraction to my mom. Am I overreacting, or do I go out with him again, or should I break things off for good?
Tavi, what do you do there? Do you just not see the guy anymore?
I would say no, but I'm like, maybe in some corner of his mind, he thinks that's what she wants to hear, because sometimes like women age into their mothers kind of compliment, you know? So it's like, your mom's hot. Like, you're going to look good when you get there. But he didn't add that part, you know? He was just like, your mom's hot, period.
Right.
You should have said more or much less.
Right.
Either one.
Like if you're going to compliment her, say something like, you know what the old cliche is that a woman ends up looking like her mom when she gets older. And if that happens to you, that would be fantastic. Your mom is beautiful.
Yes.
Might be very different than going,
Acceptable.
Oh, that is an yes, that is 100% an acceptable way to say that. Not that, damn, your mom's hot.
But what's he thinking?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why.
You're like, he's not. That's the problem.
He's not.
He's
Yeah,
not.
That's going a bit too far. I mean, I've been in relationships where a girl might have said jokingly, like, yo, your dad is kind of hot, man. Which one time, like, okay, I can take it as a joke. But if you're going to keep saying it over and over, it gets a little weird. I would probably not want to date anymore.
Because here's the problem. And this is what I would think after leaving the date. If he brought it up repeatedly, how hot my mom is, he thought about her that night.
Blah.
Oh, yeah.
Blah.
What do you mean?
They did things in his head.
What do you mean?
Oh, yeah.
Look at Brad acting all innocent.
Didn't
What do
he?
you mean?
You mean like
Didn't he?
KK, that's a fact.
Thank you.
sir.
like fantasizing
Yes.
about her?
Yes.
And doing
Yes.
things to himself?
Yes.
Oh, come on.
Yes, he did.
Stacy's mom has got it going on. I'm telling
He
you.
banged out the beef to her mom.
No, stop.
God. I don't want to be here anymore.
Kristen Marie. Is that your middle name?
No.
Renee.
What is it?
Kristen
Kristen
Renee.
Renee. I had a pretty good shot with Marie.
If you were listening earlier, that totally made sense.
There's no way.
Yes,
He's just, no.
Dude, if he brought it up multiple times throughout the night on their date, how hot her mom was, I guarantee you that's what he did that night.
I'm putting you on the spot. Have you ever,
Don't
in your
answer that.
entire life,
Don't answer that.
in your entire life, fantasized about one of your girlfriend's moms that way to finish?
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
You think he was going to say yes?
No,
I actually would. I don't
99.99.
I would.
No, guys don't do that.
I'm not saying no guy's ever done it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
there are a
happened.
lot of creepy dudes out
I'm
there.
saying.
Exactly.
I'm not going to defend the creepy dudes.
So what's the maximum amount of time you're allowed to say, damn, your mom's hot, before you, what'd you say, bang out the beef?
Nunts, I would
No
think.
time.
Yeah, I'm not trying that one.
He said it 3 times. That means he definitely did it.
Right? It's like Beetlejuice appeared.
Yes.
All right, so if we're going around the room, do you ditch him or do you continue?
You
to
ditch
date?
him. You ditch him. You ditch him because he did that. I don't have proof, but he did it.
Mo, he
Yeah,
did not.
He did nasty things to your mom in his head all night long. You got to ditch that man.
Be like, we're not going to be together anymore, but here's my mom's number.
The Burt Show.
Kind of weird. They're dating, they're together, they're boyfriend, girlfriend, but he never, ever, ever includes pictures of her on his social. Is this like a major red flag or not? If you got something going on in your life and you want to share it with us, we toss it out to Burt Show fam around the country. Hit us up at theburtshow.com. I think Kristen has the email.
Dear Burt Show, I've been dating my boyfriend for about 8 months now. We met on a dating site and neither of us were looking for a relationship, but we clicked really well and it's been going great. However, I've been upset lately because my boyfriend never posts about me. I mean, never. Not even on his Instagram stories. He only has Instagram. It used to not bother me, but it has been lately now that we are closer to being together for almost a year. Plus the fact that we will go do things together and he will post something about the event, but never that I was there with him. For example, this last weekend, we went to Seattle and he posted scenery pictures and pictures of the things we did in Seattle. But if you were one of his followers, his post made it look like he went alone. I recognize that I have some past trauma from another relationship where I was cheated on a lot. And so when I have confronted my boyfriend about how this issue makes me feel, I have made it clear that it really bothers me and how it would make me happy if he would make sure I made some kind of appearance on his social media in the future. I've had this talk with him about 4 times in the last 2 months. And the 4th time was on the drive home from the Seattle trip last weekend. So the man knows I'm upset. I should also mention that I have posted him on my Insta story, but only once, which was in Seattle, because I felt embarrassed to post him when he was not posting me, which he knows. Well, last night, I had some liquid courage and said, screw it, and posted a picture we took in Seattle together on my Instagram. I even tagged him. He liked the picture. He liked the message it sent him through DM saying that I tagged him in a post. But when I went to his tagged photos, it's not there. My brain immediately started screaming red flags. I could be wrong, but I feel that means the man either removed the tag or he chose to not have it show on his tagged photos. Either way, I feel my fear that has been trying I feel my fear that he's been trying to keep me a secret this whole time and potentially has other girls on the side has been confirmed. I know this sounds silly, but I cannot help how upset this issue has made me and the fact that he hid the photo I tagged him in. Honestly, I'm on the verge of breaking it off. That is how big of a red flag this is to me. I mean, what good reason could he possibly have to make sure that I am not on his social media at all? I could be jumping to big conclusions, which is why I need some advice from you guys and your listeners. P.S. I should add that there is a 10-year age gap between me and him, so I recognize social media is a more important thing in my generation than his, but he's still pretty active on Insta. I also should mention that I have met his whole family, his kids, his friends, and his coworkers. So it's not that he's hiding me in real life, which is why I'm so hung up on why his social media makes him look single. He has a lot of women followers, and I would say at least half the people who like or comment on his stuff are women. I've never seen him actively flirt or any other signs of infidelity, but who is on his social media that he is so afraid to have see me? His girlfriend. Help.
Major red flag. You guys want in on this? Some of you must have gone through this situation before. 1-855-BERT Show. Mo?
I'll probably be in the minority on this one for sure, but I don't think now the part about him removing the tagged photo, I would take as a red flag because I don't see why he would untag the photo that she tagged him in. But as far as the social media, I've never been the person that felt like because we're in a relationship, you have to put me on your social media. If we were married, I may see it differently. But I know a lot of people who don't want to do that simply because if it doesn't work out, you don't want to be the person that has to go back and take them all down. Or maybe he uses his social media for things other than his personal life. It's not a big deal for me.
I'd be offended. You're a year in a relationship and you're sharing everything in your I mean, there he is sharing pictures that he's on vacation, but the only ones he's not sharing is the ones that she's in. I'd be really, really offended by that.
I have a technicality question, and I don't know if our social media producer can answer this if you are privy to Instagram. Do you have to go and change a setting, or if he previously changed a setting where he doesn't allow for tagged photos, like that's something that's been set up on his phone so he doesn't know that his tagged photos aren't showing?
I'm not really sure of that, Rebecca.
I'm pretty sure he has to manually go
But maybe he manually did it a
have.
long time ago and hasn't undone it. So it's not like he went and intentionally untagged himself in this one or prevented it from being shown. Maybe that's something he did a while ago and just hasn't reversed.
Dobby.
Well, if he did that in his settings, then when she tried to tag him, it wouldn't let her.
Oh, okay. Well, then never mind.
So she tagged him. He had to go to that photo, hold down on it, say remove tag. So he took himself out of that. Maybe he just thought he looked foul. And then as far as like him not putting you on his feed, maybe he thinks you look foul. You got to ask yourself, are you Insta-worthy? Like, are you better than the Seattle skyline? Are you better than that amazing burger? I had a girlfriend that was like, he never posts pictures of me. I was like, he only posts pictures of food. Like, that's his thing. You can't take it personally.
Cover yourself in mac and cheese and see
Yes.
what happens.
Kate, good morning. You are part of the Burt Show. Is this a major red flag? He's posting pictures when they're together. He's just not putting her in any of the photos.
First, let me say good morning, and I love you guys.
Thank you.
Love you too.
I think she should definitely listen to her gut. Women's intuition is always on point, let me tell you. She should listen to her gut. I'm not going to say he's cheated on her, but it is a red flag that it was untagged.
Yeah, I mean, just the fact for a year. But, Mo, you said you'd be all right with that.
I would. I never, again, like in a relationship, I know some people have this need to want to be shown and want people to know, hey, we're in a relationship. But if you're treating me good in real life, I'm not like killing myself over what you're doing with your social media. I don't care.
Courtney, is this a red flag or not?
Most definitely. My boyfriend and I have been together 3 years, and he doesn't really post on social media, which that, okay, cool, whatever. But the fact that he would remove his tag, yeah, that's a big red flag.
Okay. Pedro is the only one calling that says, nah, not a big deal. Pedro, what's up?
Hey, man, well, depending on where he works, and by that I mean in intelligence or counterintelligence, he may be trying to actively avoid anybody knowing who that is.
So the only way he gets out of this is if he's a CIA.
Right.
Man is a spy. Leave him alone.
That's probably a reach right there. All right. At least there's some wiggle room now.
He's not cheating. He's just a hitman.
I got to look at it from all angles. That's probably the case. That's probably the case.
It's a valid point.
The man is saving the world. Will you leave him alone?
Yeah.
The Burt Show.
Ditch or date? Look, if you guys are dating somebody right now and you're like, is this like a break-upable offense, or should I continue to date this person? And you want our opinion and Burt Show fam opinion, hit us up at theburtshow.com. This is the first time I've seen this. It's kind of like reverse of what we've seen. How many dudes have we had and said, oh, my God, I saw her Pinterest board, or I saw a folder that she had in her drawer and it was said future wedding. I wasn't even part of it. And the thing is like 6 inches thick. Should I run? This is the other way around. It's a dude that's really into getting married and she's freaked out about it. I know that if I could turn to anyone for some honest and blunt options, the email says it would be my Burt Show buddies.
We got plenty of opinions to throw at you, girl.
So be blunt with me and tell me if this is a really weird red flag or totally normal, and I'm weird for thinking anything of it. So I'm dating a guy. Let's call him Chris. We've only been dating for a few weeks. I like him, but it hasn't been long enough that my world will fall apart if this doesn't work out. That said, up until this one thing, I've had every reason to think this could have potential for something long term. I also fully admit that there is irony in the fact that I'm thinking long term when combined with my concern over this red flag. So, like everyone does, I did a pretty deep dive on social media when we first started dating. I found nothing strange, odd, or alarming. Everything I saw on social media seemed to match the person I went out with. We've also gotten to know each other over the last few weeks. I know he just graduated from grad school. I know he likes to travel and would like to travel even more, but also knows it'll be difficult while building his career. I also know that he has only had 2 long-term relationships, and the most recent one ended several years ago. Well, a few nights ago, I was on Pinterest, and it crossed my mind to see if he had a Pinterest page. I searched his name and found one. There are 2 guys on Pinterest.
You and him?
Me and him. A lot of what I saw wasn't weird. He had a board about dogs, several about travel, few about his career, etc. However, the weird one was that he had a board for wedding ideas. The title of the board was I Do Day ... one day. It honestly looked like the same kind of board my best friend made right before she got engaged. It was all ideas and a wedding. I tried to see if it was maybe a shared board with someone else, like maybe it was a shared board with his past relationship. However, the board didn't seem to be shared with anyone. So is this weird? I mean, I want to get married someday, but for some reason, this seems odd to me. I don't even have a wedding Pinterest board. It seems even weird for a guy to have one. Is it weird or totally normal? Do other guys have these but are smart enough to make these boards private? Should I ask them about it, or does that make me look weird for stalking them online? Thanks for the input, Courtney. 1-855-BERT Show. I think we can all assume now that everybody stalks each other online when you first start going out, right?
I think going to Pinterest is actually a deeper dive
That is a deep dive.
than I ever would do. I am, I'm not going to say shocked. I'm not shocked, but I have boards on Pinterest, and there are definitely some that are private just because if I'm throwing a party, I don't want, all my ideas out there before the party happens because I'm weird like that. But I don't think this is a deal breaker by any means. And like my brother was more into the wedding planning process than his wife was. So there's definitely guys out there who are more involved and even might consider themselves groomzillas. But I don't think this is a red flag.
I don't think so either. I think it's kind of sweet, actually.
In a way, yeah.
I don't know if Pinterest still works this way, but like when people have been planning their weddings and like, let's say I'm a bridesmaid and they want me to be privy to all the information, they will make a board and it could be called I do day ... one day. And then they invite me to it. It ends up showing up on my official page. So I've got all the boards I've created and then I've got the ones like I've been invited to, but it just shows up and kind of looks like another board I created. So I'm like, what if he was just invited to someone else's, accept it to be in the know, and now it's showing up on his main page and it just kind of looks like, but then when you open it, it says like created by Bethany.
Well, let's just assume it's his. I mean, because that's really what the debate is. So let's just assume it is. Is it that weird? I mean,
I don't think so.
Based on a lot of the calls we get, it could be way worse. I mean, OnlyFans emails now. So if this is the only thing you got to kind of like wade your way through, I think you're okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's weird. I think it's unique. I don't know if it's very common amongst men to have one, but if that's his thing, that's his thing. I don't see why it would be a big deal at all. If anything, I just ask him about it, but I don't see it as like a red flag or a deal breaker.
It's the prime time right now for you to be like a badge of honor if we get no phone calls. Any dudes out there listening who have a wedding Pinterest board?
Yeah, 1-855-BERT Show. We won't wait too long for you guys to call.
We don't have a lot of faith that you exist.
Right.
I wasn't weirded out when the girl had the binder under the bathroom sink, like of her wedding. I wasn't. The only thing that weirded me out is like, okay, we're in a digital age. Stop wasting trees. Like, make it a Pinterest board, which he did. So I have no qualms with this guy.
The Bert Show.
All right, so she goes over to his house and she sees something in his apartment. And yeah, it's odd, but she's wondering, is it a big old red flag? Should I continue to date this guy? Or is this a ditch him forever kind of offense?
Berto, I need some help for your ditch or date segment. I'm contemplating that exact decision right now. I met Luke a few weeks ago and we instantly hit it off. We had a lot of fun and great conversation when we are together. He seems to check all the boxes I'm looking for. Good looking, smart, good job, close to family, good friends, etc. For the first few weeks, we only hung out in public places or at my place. He finally invited me to his place 2 nights ago. He lives by himself in a pretty large apartment. The apartment has the long hallway with multiple doors leading to bedrooms, his office, bathroom, laundry room, etc. All the doors were closed. I asked to use his bathroom and he told me it was the first door on the right. I wasn't thinking and opened the first door on the left. I was a little bit surprised to find a large room with wall-to-wall shelves covered in nothing but Lego sets. I mean, every wall. The only other thing other than Legos was a table and chairs. He could hear my reaction and came down the hall. I apologized for the mistake of mixing up my right and left, but I asked about the collection. He explained that they were just his collection from when he was a kid, and he thought packing them away would be more of a pain than keeping them on shelves. He left it at that and shut the door. About an hour later, he had to run to Kroger for something for dinner, and I stayed at his place. While he was gone, I took the opportunity to sneak a few pictures of the room. The next morning, I told my sister and showed her the pictures. She pointed out that there are several sets that she knows are recent Lego sets, because she has kids, and that these aren't all from his childhood. She also pointed out that the table is obviously for putting together Legos. So despite liking everything about him, I now realize he is a grown man who still plays with Legos. I'm totally weirded out, but should it be a deal breaker? Is it normal for grown men to still have childish hobbies?
All right. I think you taking pictures of his home without his consent is the deal breaker, not him putting together Legos.
All right, first of all, wait a second. Sidebar. Cassie, good for you. I mean, good for you.
Thank you.
Based on the sound that came out of her throat yesterday, I could tell another one was coming, and you fought it through that email so bravely. Really impressive.
I choked that sucker back. Thank you.
The
Thank you.
multitasking is real.
My eyes are watering.
You say the bigger offense
Is her taking a picture
taking
of his private residence and sending it to her sister to make fun of him. I have a nephew who loves Legos, and I will tell you, as a grown woman, there is something very soothing and very calming about putting together Legos. I love doing this with my nephew Liam. It really does, like just going page by page with the instructions and putting them together. If I had more free time, I would enjoy sitting down and putting a Lego set together. So do I think this is weird? No, I actually think for a hobby, this is, I mean, not trying to justify one by comparing it to worse, but there's a lot of worse things out there he could be doing than putting some Legos together.
I think the only thing that he did wrong was not own it. I feel like I don't know why he lied about it. You know what I mean? If that's what you do, that's what you do. They have Lego competitions. There are men who like really make a living off of getting paid to do things like this. I don't think he should be ashamed of it at all. I think she definitely had the bigger offense in this.
All right, Mo. So you walk into a woman's apartment and her Barbie collection is out. It's all over the place, and she collects Barbie still as a grown-ass woman. She plays with her Barbie still because it's very self-soothing. Would your argument still be the same?
I would only be a little more weirded out because of Chucky movies. I wouldn't.
Barbie never came alive and killed anybody.
She might.
A doll is a doll. It doesn't matter if it's Barbie or Chucky.
You can't compare Chucky and Barbie.
Did he have a bride in one of them?
Chucky's bride, but it wasn't a Barbie.
I'm just saying.
He just did it. Cass.
You can't compare Barbies and Legos, though. Lego is not a childish thing. Like, there are tons of adults who do it. They build also Gundams, which are these robots. It's like basically building model airplanes, except not model airplanes. It is an adult activity, and Barbies are not the same.
Truth. Hey, Curtis, good morning. You're on The Burt Show. Hi.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Fantastic, man.
I was just saying that there's a whole television show, the competition series, based on putting together Legos. I mean, sounds like to me she needs to get with geek culture because it's alive and well.
Agreed, man. That's fine. Agreed. Yeah, there are way worse things in this.
I never
This
imagined
is
we would call somebody out for lack of culture because they didn't appreciate Legos. But I'm here for it.
The Burt Show.
Like what you just watched, you can get more of The Burt Show for free. Just listen to The Burt Show podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
All right, so ditch or date. How many times can a dude cancel on your first date before you're like, it's not even a ditch or date situation. Like, you haven't even dated yet. Before you it's just like ditch or don't ditch.
Yeah, date or no, I guess.
All right, so the email goes, normally I have very little tolerance for people that don't show me courtesy or respect. It is something that my mom taught me early on, which is a good thing. She said that I will get nowhere in life if I put other people's time, energy, or resources above my own.
Facts.
I agree with all of that. And I've always lived by that idea in my own professional life and when it comes to casual relationships or friendships. However, I can recognize that there is an exception to every rule. Sometimes being a decent person is realizing that and that some situations or circumstances are out of other people's control. I'm torn on how to feel about this situation that I'm currently in. 3 weeks ago, I met a guy on campus. Saw him quite a bit. And on this particular day, we struck up a conversation and exchanged info. He contacted me later that same day and asked me out for that upcoming weekend. Of course, I turned him down for that particular weekend because I didn't want to seem desperate or make myself available for a last-minute Saturday date. He asked me if I was available the following Thursday night. I told him that I was, and we agreed to go out that night. The morning of our scheduled date, I got a text and he asked if we could postpone our date because his mom had a family emergency. Had to go out of town and needed to go home that day and stay with his younger sister until his mom would be back on Sunday night. He was very apologetic. I told him I understood and told him to touch base with me when he was back at school. The following Tuesday, I got a text and he apologized and asked if I happened to be available that night. Since I really wanted to go out with him, I broke my own rule and agreed for that night. Later that afternoon, he said that with all the craziness of his family emergency, he totally blanked on a major assignment he had due the next day and apologized that he actually couldn't go out that night. Of course, I was annoyed, but at least I hadn't canceled or turned down any plans, and he had really only asked me a couple of hours earlier. We agreed to go out that Friday night. Thursday night, he texted me and asked if I minded if our first date was to a party his friends were planning. He said he would understand if I wasn't cool with that, and I was honest and told him that I'd prefer an actual first date before going to a party to meet all of his friends. I assumed his response would be no problem, and we still go to dinner, and he'd miss the party, or at least the very beginning of the party. Instead, he said, totally understand, and he asked me if I could go out Saturday night instead. I told him no, so he said, how about Monday night? I told him I'd let him know. Here's the thing. He's canceled on me 3 times, but I also really like him. So is this red flag behavior, or are my standards too high? Do I go out with him on Monday?
Okay, so I think it's pretty easy to say this is red flag behavior, right? And I wouldn't even argue against it if you felt that way, because I think that's a fair conclusion. At the same time, I've been in this situation before where I really liked a woman and I wanted to start to date her. We met, we exchanged numbers, and just an unlucky string of events happened all 3 times to where something came up. It genuinely did. It was family stuff. It was a lot going on. And in my mind, I was like, I know she's going to see me as a flake now. There's literally nothing I can do. And that's exactly what happened. And I always wish she would have gave me another chance because I really wasn't a flake. It was just life.
Because these seem like legit excuses.
Right.
I mean, they were excuses nonetheless, but they still seem legit.
The only thing that would have rubbed me wrong if I was her, more so than him canceling the 3 times, is if you were going to a party already. Like if I'm in that situation, I would have just went on a date first. Right? Because then you have the option of now you can come with me to the party if you enjoyed the date, or you can go your separate ways and I can still make the party. But obviously you're available if you're going to a party. So he's not willing to really go the extra mile to make this date happen, and that would be the red flag for me.
Okay, but that's a mature man's thinking. She met him on campus, so we're talking about early 20s here.
Oh, well, that's a good point.
Because I agree with you.
Yeah.
And I feel like, yes, that would be a mature man's line of thinking, but when you're thinking about early 20s and you're in college and like, oh, it's a party, she'll want to go to a party, I don't feel like there is as much thought put into something like that.
That's fair. So in that case, I'd say give him one more shot.
One more shot.
Literally one more shot.
So she goes out with him on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Because as I'm reading this, it doesn't I don't feel like he's trying to be sneaky.
I don't either.
I feel like there's just stuff but at some point it's like, okay, am I going to be a priority or am I not going to be a priority? I feel like I'm with you. Go out with him on Monday. Mm-hmm. But if something comes up and he cancels again on Monday, I'd just be like, man, this is the 4th time we've tried to go out and it hasn't worked. I say we just cut our losses. And I just don't think it's meant to be.
I agree.
One of those things.
Yep.
I don't think you should take it, like if you agree to go out Monday and it happens again, don't take it personal. I wouldn't, say, I don't think lesser of yourself.
Yeah, no.
It's just put it out in the universe and see if it works.
That's the key, because they haven't gone on a date yet, so it's not personal, right? If we already went on one date and you start doing this, it feels a little more personal. In this case, it's not personal. I wouldn't take it personal. Give him one more shot.
All right, so Mo and I are behind it. Give this dude one more shot. Yes, red flag behavior, but we're saying go in anyway.
Yeah, it's tough out here.
Our standards are so low.
The Burt Show.
Like what you just watched? Well, you can get way more of The Burt Show on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you get your favorite podcast.
He doesn't drink at all. She is very much a social drinker and has never dated a non-drinker. Should she ditch or date him?
Should I ditch? Should I date? Go for seconds on my plate. We went out, but I had doubt. Can you help figure it out? Should I kick him to the curb? Or would that just be absurd? Jump on now, or should I wait? It's the Burt Show, ditch or date.
The email reads, I am assuming this is a pretty common problem, but just one that I have not been in before. Dating a guy, have been for a couple of weeks. Obviously, that is not a very long time at all. We've been out about 4 times. He's really cool. I like him. However, I don't want to waste his time or mine if this is not going to work out. It all boils down to drinking. He doesn't drink at all. He isn't a recovering alcoholic or anything like that. He just says he doesn't like it. He doesn't like the taste, and he doesn't like how it makes him feel.
Nerd! Just kidding.
That was strong.
Yeah, that was really. I mean, that reverb.
Yes.
He says there is nothing appealing about it at all. On the few dates we've been on, I've tried to see if he would have a bottle of wine with me, and he refuses. I feel awkward drinking by myself, so I normally have an iced tea, even though I would rather be drinking wine. I've tried to tell myself that it is no big deal. I've tried to convince myself that it is okay if I drink even when he isn't. I've also tried to convince myself that I can still have fun without it. I think that is true some of the time, but I do think that many types of occasions are just better when drinks are involved. I would love to know from others who have been in other similar relationships. Is this likely to be an ongoing issue for us, or will this be something I will get used to quickly?
All right, the emails come in. We ask you guys, 1-855-BERT Show. Can you survive when one person is a social drinker and the other one does not like drinking whatsoever? 1-855-BERT Show.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just your personal preference, and you shouldn't feel bad about having a glass of wine when you're at dinner. I have friends, they are a couple, and he doesn't drink and she does. And it's the exact same instance. He's not a recovering alcoholic, and not that there's anything wrong with that. His dad was an alcoholic, and he saw what his dad did, and he was like, I'm not going to drink. And he never has. Alcohol's never touched his lips, so he doesn't know if he likes it or not. It's just not something he wants to do.
Really?
And she drinks, and it's a serious non-issue in their relationship.
No?
I've dated somebody who didn't drink before, and it was a bit of an adjustment in the beginning because you do kind of have to get used to like going out and you kind of the only one drinking. It can kind of feel a little weird, but I don't think she should feel the way. I mean, he's not judging her. He's not trying to make her feel the way about doing it. So I don't see what the problem is. You know, if you drink and he doesn't, it's fine.
And she shouldn't make him feel bad about it
At
either.
all, no.
Like he said he doesn't want to drink, so don't ask him to get a bottle of wine.
I think it would be so annoying for the non-drinker. Have you ever been the non-drinker around a whole bunch of drunk people, man?
Oh, yeah, but you
it's
get used to
so
it.
Annoying.
Yeah, it is.
I've heard.
Being that person.
I've never been that guy. I've heard. Cass.
This is me and my husband, Chad. He doesn't drink. He used to, but he hasn't drank in like 3-4 years. And I do. And it's literally a non-issue. And the great thing is you always have a DD. So even if I have one beer, he's always the one driving. But it's just like, he just does his thing. Sometimes I'll make him a mocktail. Sometimes he just wants a Coke Zero. But it literally, like, if you're so fixated on alcohol that you feel so weird that someone else isn't drinking, I kind of think that's a red flag that you need to reevaluate your own relationship with alcohol.
Yeah, you're right. I got red flags all over the place on that one that we'll talk about in a second. Hey, Jessica, good morning. You're on the Burt Show. Hi.
Good morning, y'all.
Good morning. What's going on?
I was married. I started dating a non-drinker. We got engaged, got married. He said all the time, it's not a problem, it's not a problem. Eventually, it did become a problem. And not because I increased my drinking. I maintained the same level that I was at, but then it became a problem for him. We ultimately divorced.
Oh, yeah?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, that's honest. So
Hey, it was for the best. It was for the best.
I appreciate you calling. Yeah, who was it? I forget what comedian said. It's so funny when somebody says to you, oh, I'm so sorry your marriage didn't last. And the comedian is like, why are you sorry? I have never been happier in my life. Nobody's sorry for me.
Celebration.
Hey, Alex, good morning. You were on the Burt Show.
Hey, good morning. I guess I'm on the other side. She has a designated driver all the time. I'm on the other side. I don't drink. And I guess as far as the divorce goes, I think it's up to the person who doesn't drink. Like, I'm fine with it. You can't act like you're fine with it initially and then have it a problem later. But I'm fine with it, so I think it should work out.
Right. I appreciate you calling. Thank you.
No problem.
The Burt Show.
So, first, thanks for watching. Second, you like what you just watched? That just scratches the surface. Get the Burt Show on any podcast platform. We're so good. Usually this is about dating, but in this case here on Ditch or Date, and I guess you can send these to us also at theburtshow.com. This is the Friends edition right here. So what do? Do you ditch or do you continue to hang out? Hey, Burt Show, loyal podcast P1 here. Now, if you don't know what a P1 is, then you ain't one.
But you can become one.
You just got to be like super loyal.
Yeah.
Like no matter what we do, you're like, oh man, that was a bad day, but I still love them.
I'm still going to listen tomorrow.
That's it.
That's like you're the most loyal listeners that we have. I need your opinions on whether or not to ditch our new friends or not. My husband and I made some new friends who live in our neighborhood. They are super kind, outgoing, and fun to be around. Yeah. That's how they all start. All these Netflix horror shows. That's how these start. We really like them and like hanging out with them, but we've hung out a few times, and now we've noticed that they take social media to a whole nother level. They have to take videos everywhere we go. At first, it seemed harmless, and we thought they were sending videos to family or just trying to be supportive to small businesses, but nope. Turns out they are one of, quote unquote, those YouTube families. We came across their channel, and they have hundreds of super obnoxious videos of every aspect of their life, from dentist appointments and taking pregnancy tests to viral challenges and every single thing their kids do. What's especially weird to us is that their personalities on their videos are nothing like their personalities in real life. In real life, they seem like cool, normal, and genuine people. But in their YouTube videos, they're fake, obnoxious, and have that generic personality that all those creepy YouTube families tend to share. These are not my words. Their voices and mannerisms are even super different than their normal voices. When saying all of the typical things like, don't forget to smash that subscription button or hit us up in the comments. They don't even have very many followers, but it's very clear that they're trying to make this their full-time gig. Also seems like their kids have zero privacy. They even did a video on buying tampons when their 11-year-old daughter got her first period.
No.
That's a lot. That video literally ended with the dad handing 20 different boxes of pads and tampons to her in the bathroom, and she looked mortified.
Yeah, nah.
Something about it is super fake and cringy, but like I said, in real life, they seem super normal and fun, at least when their phones aren't out. Do we ditch them or keep hanging out with them? How can people who seem so nice and normal be so freaking weird online? To be honest, this really isn't something we even want our kids exposed to, and we don't want to end up as the star of one of their prank videos. Do we say something or just slowly let it kind of just fade away? I know that y'all have lives. Y'all live your lives on the show for our entertainment, but y'all seem to do it with so much grace, integrity, and genuineness.
Thank you.
So I know y'all are the best people to weigh in on this. Thanks, Bert Show. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, because it is weird. Because we do that. We put everything out there for people to judge and comment on, and hopefully, I mean the crutch of it and the intention of it is to be relatable and to help people if they're going through something similar. I mean, and to expose that vulnerability so you make connection so people don't feel alone. That's my goal anyway. So if I was in her position and these are new friends in the neighborhood and I found this out, I would phase myself away from them.
You would?
I would ditch.
Okay.
If I'm being honest, I would 100% ditch because I just don't want any part of that.
No.
So, yeah, the couple of people that I know that take their social media so seriously to where it's like kind of how they make a living almost. They're all like this, to be honest. They're like have a completely different persona and characters on their social media than in real life. And, I mean, I don't think it's a problem with it. I think it's just a personal preference thing. They obviously are not fond of it. And if I was in that situation, I would ditch also. Because I don't think saying anything is going to change anything. This is who they are.
Yeah.
It makes no sense to say anything to them about it. Like, why? And if it's going to continue to bother you, then why even put yourself in that situation to go through it?
Because it's obvious she's not a fan.
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't even have to read between the lines there.
Right. I am absolutely positive that there have been people that come into my life that have had the same feeling here.
Mm-hmm.
That, I mean, what we do here on The Burt Show is an embellished version of what we are in real life. It's pretty close, but it's embellished. Like, in my real life, I'm not telling strangers or my friends that I had hemorrhoids. Okay. I'll do that on the radio because it's funny, but in my real life, that's not who I am, right? But I'm sure that there are people that walked into my circle and didn't know me and then started listening to the radio and they're like, that's the same guy? He seems like a weirdo on the radio. But in this case here, this would absolutely drive me crazy because I just kind of feel like when you're in that world, they're always looking for content, and I don't want to be the embellished piece of that content. Just doing it from this side, I know that. So this would keep me at arm's length for sure.
So we're like 3 for 3 on the ditch, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Ditcher.
This email is just a light version of what we do. So essentially what we're saying is if you're a new person coming into our lives, don't.
Yep,
Yeah.
don't.
Keep on moving.
Completely understand if you don't want to be my friend.
The Burt Show.
Like what you just watched? Well, you can get way more of The Burt Show on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you get your favorite podcast.
So she's going out with this dude, and then this dude's brother hits on her, and now she's in the middle of family drama. Ditch or date?
Should I ditch? Should I date? Go for seconds on my plate. We went out, but I had doubt. Can you help figure it out? Should I kick him to the curb? Or would that just be absurd? Jump on now, or should I wait? It's the Burt Show's ditch or date.
I would love some advice about something that happened to me recently while on my 3rd date with Ryan. Names have been changed to protect the innocent. We went to a birthday party together, and while it was fun meeting his friends, something uncomfortable happened. Ryan's brother was also at the party. He's not much older than Ryan, and they have the same friend group. Whenever Ryan wasn't around, his brother was flirting with me pretty heavily, which I found inappropriate, especially since it was made clear that I was there with his brother. I didn't know how to handle the situation at the time, so I just tried to ignore it and stay close to Ryan. Now I'm unsure whether I should tell Ryan about what happened with his brother. On one hand, I feel like Ryan should know what happened, especially if he's close to his brother. I don't know if his brother's behavior is a one-time thing or if it's something he's done before, so I think Ryan has the right to know. On the other hand, I don't want to create any drama or make things awkward between him and his brother. We've only been on 3 dates and are still in that phase where we're seeing if this is even going anywhere. I don't know that I want to be the cause of any problems with Ryan's family, especially so soon. All that said, I don't want to be in that awkward situation again. So I feel that I either need to tell him about what his brother did or decide now to stop seeing him in order to avoid the drama altogether. Would love some advice. Amber.
Do you ditch or do you continue to date? How do you handle it, Mo?
I would bring it up. I wish I knew what the heavy flirting was specifically, but either way, if it was to the point where it made her uncomfortable, I would bring it up. And I don't think I would bring it up in a way that was like, your brother was doing this, or not even in an accusatory form, but I would just kind of playfully bring it up just to see how he handles it. Because I think the way he handles this situation is going to give you a snapshot of how this is going to go in the future if you continue to date him.
God, it's so new in the relationship. They have no idea what the brotherly relationship is.
Yeah.
Like, are they always D-bags to each other? Is there a competitive thing going on? Are you ripping up like this? After the 3rd date, I don't think I would say anything at all. And if I was around him again and it happened, then I think that's when I'm going in. I'm going, you know what? Your brother's kind of a creep.
All right, so you have sisters. Mo, I have a brother.
Mm-hmm.
Bert, unfortunately, you don't speak to your siblings.
That's not so unfortunate.
Okay. However, Cassie, you have a sister. So if you just started dating Chad, you're 3 dates in, you go to a party, your sister's there, and she's just a couple years younger than you, so you're similar in age, and she flirts, according to Chad, flirts heavily with her. Would you want Chad to tell you?
He could. I wouldn't believe him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would take my sister's side. In fact, like if you told me that about my sister, I would be like, you're a liar. We're done.
Unless you hated your sister. Like, you just don't know. These brothers may just really dislike each other.
But then they're not going to be at the same party. Like if I hate my
forced
sister.
to be at the same party.
Who forces someone to go to a party?
Mutual friends.
It could be like a frenemy thing. Even within family, because there's frenemies even within families.
Also, why did I just make a cow noise? That sounded like a move.
It did.
Move a little bit.
Got a little Doja in.
Calm cow agrees.
How about you, Mo?
It's difficult 'cause I never had a brother, but I would imagine if I had a brother and I was as close to my brother as I am to my sisters, there's no way I would believe you.
Okay, best friend. Say your best friend, which is like, so if their brothers are close, best friend who's like a brother to you, you get, it's like a brother from another mother, and he flirts with your girl. Do you want her to tell you?
I would definitely want her to tell me. 100%.
Really?
Yeah, I would want her to tell me. If this is my guy, I got to spend the rest of my life with this dude. And if he did it with her, this is probably not the first time or the last time.
Would
So
you
I
believe
wanna
her,
know.
though? I mean, if this is your best guy, you wouldn't believe he was even capable of it. She's like, you know what? Your dude was a little inappropriate yet. Initially, you're going to go, that's my dude. You're crazy.
You've been on 3 days with
3
her.
dates in?
You've known him for over a decade.
I don't think there's a chance I would believe her.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Yeah, no, I wouldn't believe her.
I'm not going to believe you either.
I'm not either. That's why I'm wondering if you just put this thing on pause until you have a little more credibility, because 3 days is not enough.
Here's the thing. So I say, I don't think this is a ditch. I don't think you say anything. Because again, it was heavy flirting. Apparently, like nothing inappropriate happened, but she found the flirting inappropriate. So hang out again. If he does it again, be like, hey man, your brother's making me uncomfortable in the moment at the party. And be like, will you just like, am I imagining something? And then plan it in his head so he can see it for himself.
Yes, because you would have to see it in order to believe it.
Yes.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
The Burt Show.
So, first, thanks for watching. Second, you like what you just watched? That just scratches the surface. Get The Burt Show on any podcast platform. We're so good.
All right, Cassie, he's debating dumping her because of the smell of her apartment.
Yeah, it sounds so dumb, but hear him out. My friend's dating a girl, and they've been on a couple of dates, and this past one, I think it was like the 4th date, he went back to her apartment, and he had always told me that she smelled really flowery and pretty, and he kind of commented it like it was a weird thing to bring up, and I'm like, after his first date, but I'm like, that's cool, like you're just describing the date and all your senses and experiences. And after this date, he came back and he's like, Cass, I don't think I can date this girl. I think I got to break it off. And I'm like, why? You guys like bonded, you gelled. You said the vibes are good. You've been on 4 dates. So I know like you're vibing. And he's like, her apartment is so overpowering with perfume and flowery smell and Glade plugins and the whole 9 yards. He's like, I couldn't stand to be in there for more than 10 minutes. He's like, I got all bunged up. Like it just, my clothes smelled like it for days. I had to wash my clothes twice to get the smell out of her apartment. And he's like, I just can't. I don't like it. And he's like, I don't want it to be a deal breaker, but how can I go to someone and be like, hey, we've been on 4 dates. I really like you, but your place smells too much like a Bed Bath & Beyond or a Bath & Body Works. Make it stop. And so he's considering, he's like, I don't really know what to do. I like her, but I can't go to her place and I can't be around all that smell.
Mo, you ever date a woman who's like, whose smell was overpowering and not even like a rancid smell, but just either too much perfume or too many candles in the apartment?
Not that I can remember.
No?
No, I don't think so. But if I were in his situation, though, I would say something.
Yeah, that's okay. That's right. Because I have a very sensitive nose. I can't smell anything right now because I'm so stopped up. But typically, I don't. I've established with Abby, I prefer to stink. I don't wear perfume. My deodorant is extremely mild. And there's only one kind of candle I will allow to be lit in my home, and that is the one from Anthropology Volcano.
Yeah.
That is the only candle that I can tolerate. Anything that's overly scented, I get a headache from it. So if you've dated a woman and you've only gone on 4 dates, can you say something, or does that make you the weirdo?
Yeah, if some guy is coming to me after 4 dates and being like, your apartment smells terrible, I'm being like, all right, weirdo, well, you don't have to date me. I think maybe it could be something along the lines of like, if you've been dating for a while and it's gotten to the point where you guys have a rapport where he can be like, dude, like, why do you use so many Glade plugins? I feel like that's more appropriate. 4 dates, I'm like, just go back to your place, dude. Like, you don't need to go to hers.
I would say something only because if he's already thinking about ditching, then he really doesn't lose anything. So if you go to her and you say something and she kind of reacts like Abby did, you was thinking about ditching anyway, right?
That's fair.
If she actually is willing to work with you, which I don't see happening, but it could happen, then maybe you have more of a reason to stay.
Can you imagine her choosing her Glade plugins over true love? It's like, this could be the one, and she's like, no, sir, I need my clean linen Glade plugins.
It's so funny how people do become nose blind. Like, I guess she walks into her house, and to her, it's not that overpowering just because her senses have just gotten so used to it.
And whereas I'm like you, Kristen, I don't do a lot of sense. I can smell people if like we're on the same outside path. I'm like, ooh, that's a cloud of gain. You just did laundry. Like I can smell it. But can you imagine though? Like it's her house. And I told him, I'm like, dude, I understand and I'm totally with you, but you can't ask someone to change their sanctuary and their space and their house to accommodate you. It just feels wrong.
Invasive, Tommy.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever heard the thing, and I'm looking at it, it's from Science Daily from 2008, Tel Aviv University. Wearing too much perfume may indicate depression.
Where did you from 2008?
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Like overcompensating?
Yeah, I don't know. It's something about women who wear too much perfume are losing their sense of smell, but due to depression.
Oh, because when you're depressed, I think all of your senses kind of lower a little bit. Like you ride that middle. Because being depressed doesn't always mean sad. It can just mean like a loss of like vibrancy and joy for life.
I don't know about you guys. I've gotten in the elevator here at the radio station, and I'll smell like a lingering thing. I was like, oh,
sorry, that's my bad.
Somebody was depressed on the
Okay,
elevator.
again, Tommy, as we spoke earlier, correlation is not causation. Just because every person you run into,
It's science.
No, that is
Tel Aviv.
That is BS.
Dude, I just farted in the elevator. I'm sorry. You got on after me.
Yeah. Now you got me, since you brought that up about your home being your sanctuary.
And he likes her though. Like, and that's
then
the
don't
thing.
go to her place. Have her come over to your place.
That's why I think it's more appropriate for like later in the relationship, because if it gets to the point where like you go out on a date night, you go back to her place and you're spending a lot of time there, even though that's still her place, he's spending like not just as much time there, but a good amount to where it'd be kind of like, hey, like it's starting to make my head hurt.
Let me ask you this then, Abby. So let's say you did invite a guy back to your apartment. You've been dating for a while. And then every time you invite him back again, he finds some way to like just invite you over instead and never comes to your place. Is that a red flag for you though?
That would make me feel weird. I'm like, why can't we go back to my place? Your place is probably disgusting because you're a 25-year-old man. That would be weird if he would never want to go back to mine.
But then if he told you, hey, it's just, I really like you. It's just the Glade plugins or whatever. Your perfume is overpowering at your apartment. Do you feel offended, or are you glad that he's continued to date you and just tried to make it work?
It would hurt my feelings, and then I'd probably go on Amazon and buy some clean linen, like scentless candles to fix it.
All right, so I should tell him he hasn't made a decision yet. So I should say he should say nothing, keep dating her to see where it goes. And then if this issue ever comes up, he can then bring it up.
Mo and I are team say something.
I'm with say something.
Yeah.
Well, that's not helpful. We're split now. All right, I'm going to send him the break. Yeah.
The Burt Show.
So, first, thanks for watching. Second, you like what you just watched? That just scratches the surface. Get The Burt Show on any podcast platform. We're so good.